Namaskar. Today we shall discuss on safety philosophy and principles of accident prevention. The subtitle is Safety Engineering. I am K.G. Kapoor. I am Pharma Scientist DRDO. Under this safety engineering topic, we will elaborate on introduction and objectives under the concept of safety engineering, then evaluation of safety, historical background, safety concern, the new areas, and safety cells, safety function. Safety engineering deals with production of intrinsically safe equipment, system, process, facilities so as to reduce, eliminate the risk of injury to the physical body and long-term health of the workman. Rapid advances in technology have led to increased use of more and more dangerous operations and use of hazardous materials in industry. Therefore, integration of safety engineering in industrial design becomes more important. Safety features must be included at design stage. Some of the basic safety features are fail-safe process. For example, pressure cooker and boilers, they have the safety valves, limits, for example, lift limit switch or MCB, fire safety system, enclosed hazardous systems that prevent exposure to both workmen and environment. Objective of this study is to appreciate the importance of safety in industrial practices, describe workmen's viewpoint towards safety and accidents, explain how safety is organized in large industries, and identify safety functions and processes in workplace operations and industries. Why safety is important in industry? This is question 1 I am putting to you. I will say that safety is important because safety is a second order need of every human persons or living object. Therefore, safety is significantly important in our life. What is the first and foremost job of a safety engineer? That also answers will be getting in the subsequent discussions. The scope of safety engineering will comprise of the safety is as under. Safety engineer will build a safety consciousness, safety culture in the organization where it is absent or to tone up the standards where it already exists. As far as safety culture is concerned, in a culture things are almost happening in a systematic manner, and these systems have been developed in long course of time. Top-down approach and involvement of the highest level of management is must for growth of safety culture or any other culture. Top management shall announce safety policy, create safety department. Here we are emphasizing a dedicated team and allocated funds. Line managers and supervisors shall execute safety policy and create safety awareness and arrange training, implement safety rules and regulations. Supervisor will ensure that workmen use and maintain the personal protective equipments, PPEs, and devices appropriately. Safety engineer will also ensure for sound health of workmen. For example, inhaling welding fumes may not cause imminent harm, but can be very detrimental to health in long term. The situations in workplace may also cause psychological stress, mental stress that may also result in accidents. Safety engineers, industrial hygienists, health physicists, occupational therapists, and risk managers may help in reducing such stress and avoid accidents. The engineers shall design, devise, and process that will reduce or eliminate any risk during operation. Example, employing safety guards for moving machinery parts. This is task of a safety engineer. Interlocking machine movements liable to cause injury, etc. Engineers should also try to avoid use of hazardous material or ensure safe handling of hazardous materials. Now question 2. As a safety engineer in an industry, what are the aspects you need to look into? Under what circumstances do safety policy of an organization fail? Briefly describe the various levels of responsibility in safety cell of a large organization. What are the different safety functions? What type of occupational health hazards are usually found in Indian industry? All these questions shall be answered in subsequent discussions. Evolution of safety starts in 1750 to 1760. The safety started during the Industrial Revolution and the invention of the steam engine. In 1900, the power started using in industry. Industrial expansion started taking place, and increase in workforce resulted in increase in industrial accidents. At that time, safety was deemed to be to attend cuts and bruises and broken bones of the factory workmen. What was the responsibility for the safety? It was the person manager and the maintenance foreman or plant engineers were responsible for any accident or for enforcing safety system. What was the action? Action was that at that time, whenever there was any accident due to cut or the bruises or any other unwanted event, action was to guard the machine, or face shield was provided, or by making workmen use gloves and wear glasses, that is simply PPE, during some specific activities. This was the action. What was the improvement with due course of time? At due course of time, the safety engineers has been nominated, managers has been nominated at steel industry and railroad establishment from existing force. In 1920, safety codes has been published that was called American Standard Association Safety Codes. During World War II, whatever safety efforts were made from 1920 till the start of World War II, they have been vanished. Why? Because main intention during World War II was to win the war. Therefore, government have to sacrifice safety considerably in favor of desire to win the war. Safety was perceived a non-productive activity till the end of the war. What was the result? Result was a union were formed. Demand for higher wages was bargained. Workers' rights were demanded. So, all these things has come because of the more accident, more unwanted event. After World War II, it was felt that safe working is key to productivity. Why we will find out in the subsequent talk. By beginning of 20th century, with the advent of newer and more complex technologies, the number of serious industrial accidents began to rise. Factory managers felt need of abating the causes of rising number of accidents and poor health conditions in workplaces that were affecting productivity. Safety concerns were in the new areas. When new areas where the noise, dust, fumes, heat, mist and radiations, they start increasing due to the new development, new technology and desire for higher production, higher profitability. They all have resulted a noise, higher level of noise, dust, fumes, heat, mist and radiation. They all got included in the list of hazards. Governments and large industries also began to organize special training to their workforce engaged in safety profession. Industrial hygiene, health physicists, ergonomics, design engineering, illumination engineering, ideology, etc. and safety administration were added in safety. Research work and safety theories propelled safety practices into academic body of knowledge and information. In the beginning of 1949, the Government of India passed the Factory Act, which is the backbone of industrial safety for India, which provided the guiding principle of safety in Indian industries. Now, engineers and managers can specialize in safety engineering and safety management through formal education. Safety, health and environment controls have become essential staff functions. Safety today in industries is at par with other disciplines and the functions. Every industry must have a safety cell, safety division, a safety department, or in a large organization it is called safety organization, but it must have some entity which can look after the safety with clearly defined objectives and functions of the cell. For effective implementation of safety policies, safety shall be a separate department. Head of division shall be reporting to head the organization. Safety personnel will interact with other activities functionally. Structure of the safety cell in an organization will largely depend on size of its workforce and type of industry. A statutory requirement is that as per section 40B of Factory Act 1948, there must be one or more safety officers shall be employed by certain categories of industries with qualification as prescribed by the notification of state government, or as, if not notified, then as per factory rules. And a safety cell structure of a large industry will discuss in the subsequent slide. In large industry, a top level manager must be head of safety cell. Safety chief, normally in industry we call either general manager or SHE, safety, health and environment, or safety director at industry level may report to corporate director heading the safety cell. There may be several managers reporting to safety chief who would each be responsible for safety, special safety functions such as fire, environment, occupational health, claim for compensation, etc. These managers will necessarily interact with all other departments wherever workmen are involved. A safety person should be a broad-based expert with clear idea of workmen's safety and health being at the objective instead of a specialist with compartmentalization views. Should have overall knowledge of the safety. Teamwork and cooperation with other attributes required for being successful and responsible safety personnel. This is a organization chart for a large safety construction industry. There will be a company director, then there will be a general manager safety, health and environment, then there will be several managers depending on the different type of functions. It will be fire safety, it will be environment safety, it will be occupational health and safety, it will be manager professional service. So many departments are being created depending on the size of the industry. If it is a smaller size, certainly this many roles can be assigned to a single manager. Responsibility of safety cell at various levels of responsibilities are identified and described below. At a level 1. Level 1 responsibility is the top level, that is the director. This is the corporate level headed by a company director. He will formulate safety policies at this level. These policies will be continuously monitored and upgraded as required. The company director will ensure that safety audits are made regularly. He must be readily available for advising and guiding the safety personnel. He shall appoint a general manager safety at company level. At level 2 responsibility, it is the general manager safety. This is a company level headed by general manager safety. He shall directly report to the corporate director. He shall continuously monitor safety policies of the company. He shall bring about necessary improvement in the light of directives issued from time to time by the higher management and experience gained from the field. He shall ensure that directives and policies are in accordance with governmental regulatory standards. He shall provide guidance and assistance for training of safety personnel at various levels. He shall conduct seminars, workshops on introduction to safety engineering, safety awareness. This is an introductory training he will be providing to all the persons. He shall arrange for internal and external industrial safety audits and ensure implementation of audit recommendations. He shall ensure that safety records are properly maintained and data and information regarding safety status of the company are available. The plant manager shall be at level 3. He shall be responsible at the following with the following duties. This level works at plant level and would directly report to the general manager safety. Depending on functional requirement, industry may divide safety function in occupational safety and health, fire safety, environmental safety, or as may be required for other functions pertaining to industries. Plant manager safety may head one or more functions depend upon size and type of industry, and he will report to general manager safety. In all cases, functions should remain separate and identifiable. It should not be overlapping. Development of procedures for implementing safety measures on equipment, process, and outlining safe operating procedures (SOPs) for workmen in consultation with the shop floor safety supervisors, and their feedback shall be responsibility of the plant manager. Readiness and preparedness to deal with emergency situations. Coordination and providing feedback to other managers in area of design, manufacture, purchase, sell, research and development, etc. to have a comprehensive safety policy in place. To investigate the injury to a workman on job site and report the matter to higher officials. At level 4, it is shop floor, and this is most important for prevention of accident. Earlier we have been discussed the issue of the policy, guidelines, advisory functions as well as enforcement functions. Now this is important that actually practically people at shop floor in safety cell are implementing the safety system. At this level comprises the representative of safety department working at shop floor level or with workmen. They are the first line of defense against any mishap, or we can say they are the first responder in the workplace and need to be on a strict vigil all the time. The personnel will be responsible for implementation of safety procedures, that is the main task. The safety procedures is all the steps in safety procedures are followed and no step is avoided. To train the workmen on procedures, to guide them in adopting the procedure. At this level, he will also monitor and analyze how workmen follow safety procedures and take preventive action where necessary. Where they are not able to follow the safety procedures, he will guide, and the shop floor person at safety shop floor person will guide the workmen how to implement the safety procedure. And he will also provide all support for maintenance of environment and its preservation. The top safety manager has to put due importance to their feedback and suggestions for continuous improvement on safety aspect. Most importantly, the personnel at level 4, that is shop floor persons, will conduct safety drills at regular intervals. Why safety drills are required? Because this is a practical safety training. Until unless we practice the safety, it will be difficult to remember the good things in safety, and we will not forget any steps that in case of emergency we can control and we can help to manage the emergency management. Main function of safety cell are industrial safety compensation. There are two main compensation against injury or disease due to long-term exposure of occupational health hazards covered under the Workmen Compensation Act 1923. Another is extra wage for overtime working more than designated hours. Designated hours normally in India is 8 hours, however it may be reduced or may be increased depending on the task and the rules of the country. This is covered by the section 59 of the Factory Act 1948 in case of Indian industries. Property conservation, that is one is accidents should not happen, personal should not be harmed. Another is main function is property conservation. Under this segment, the role of safety engineer is to ensure that apart from ensuring safety of the workmen, property of the organization is also safeguarded from all possible hazards, mainly fire. Safety in material handling. The Indian government has several IS codes for guidance on safe material handling procedures to be followed. For example, IS 8324-1988 is the code of practice for safe use and maintenance on non-calibrated round steel link lifting chains and chain ceilings. Training and education is also a function of the safety cell. It employees, supervisors, owners, contractors and other stakeholders are required to know and comply with the rules and regulations that apply to their workplace. Industrial hygiene is also a main function of safety cell. A workplace could be source of risk through exposure to gases and radiation as well as hazards relating to temperature, noise and micropollutant and contamination. This is to be controlled by the safety cell. Safety engineer shall maintain the hygiene of workmen, mainly he shall reduce or eliminate the ill effects of acidic gases and hazardous dust, heat, stress, harmful organic gases and vapors. Illumination problem, that is less light or more light, and noise pollution, more noise or very less noise. Less noise is acceptable, but more noise will not be acceptable. Environmental control is also function of the safety. It depends upon size and type of factory. Several parameters are monitored and controlled in accordance to Pollution Control Act. Some of them are air quality, that required checking and control of parameters like VOC, volatile organic compounds, benzene, NOx, H2S, SO2, SPM, and suspended particles and so many other parameters. Similarly, stack monitors, in this also some sulfur dioxide and TPM, they are coming out, that is to be monitored. Noise level monitoring also to be done, because more noise or less noise depend on the area and it should not impact the human health, and it should an implying measure to contain them. Now, water management also to be done by the safety. This includes different treatment or sewage treatment to bring it to acceptable level. Another aspect of water, that the water should be healthy to drink, that is also to be managed by the safety function. Then occupational health is also main safety function. It is a major occupational disease of concern in India are accidents, silicosis, musculoskeletal injuries, coal workers pneumoconiosis, etc. And so many other diseases that is to be taken care by the safety. Health and safety information system, normally we in some industries is called MIS. And maintaining proper records of all the stages of the safety programs is utmost important, because records of the safety training and drills that will allow you to maintain repetitively and keep the program alive in people's mind. A record of accident analysis, record of hazard waste, etc. is also as required by different government institute and for government requirement, and it is mandatory to maintain them. Thank you. If any question is there, then we can further discuss. However, we will summarize that what is the total we have things to learn, and we will take the this discussion ahead in the subsequent discussions. Thank you.